value addition is a very interesting subject, also challenging, and also it's a disturbing also sometimes. Because I am working with value addition for last more than 25 years as a student of value addition from working with as a director of the institute. So first I will go to the current scenario of the country in this case. I think in Indian scenario, value addition is a shrimp-centric industry mainly, because out of that almost 74,000 crores, 50,000 crores is coming from shrimp industry alone. And that is also, I think out of that, less than 10% is only coming from the shrimp also in value addition perspective. So that is also mainly cooked shrimp, freeze-dried shrimps, or some marinated shrimps. These are the value-added forms which is coming from in the shrimp industry. But in the other side, we have fish side. When we are comparing, we don't have much value addition in that area also, because we are exporting fish as such mainly. Very few are, some maybe tuna or something, maybe loining, that much only. Though shrimp processing and fish processing is entirely different perspective, because shrimp is a invertebrate and fish is a vertebrate animal. So we need to see both in a different perspective. Shrimp processing and fish processing is entirely challenging. So India is a leading player in shrimp processing and export also. But comparatively, value addition is less. It is limited to cooked and like this very small fraction only we are coming into value addition. That's why. And the other items which we are exporting is like skewed cuttlefish, octopus. That is also is an ocean catch only mainly. So we need to compare the value addition in international scenario also. What is, I think number one country is China. Second one is China is having almost all countries who is successful value addition having very good candidate species in their basket. China is having a diversified number of species in their basket, like even shrimp, tilapia, pangasius, so many, even there's crab, even sea cucumber also. That a lot of items it is there in their basket. These are commercially aquacultured in China also. Second is Norway. So obviously it is salmon and trout, and that is their major export baskets. And even cod also. That is also one thing mainly. Third is Vietnam. Vietnam is also almost we are having, I think, mainly shrimp, again the tilapia and pangasius. This is the main thing. So in India, when we are comparing all this country, it is mainly centric to shrimp processing. So that is so we are concentrated in shrimps, but we are also having opportunities in processing of tilapia and pangasius like fishes and everything. So we need to tap these opportunities in this area also. So that is just why I am coming to that area only. So what are the challenges which we are facing in this area? So when we are having some problem trying to process the fishes with like pangasius and tilapia, in some of our colleagues are also doing, but it is very limited. We are facing a lot of technological challenges. That is mainly, I would say that for cutting and even indigenization of machine is an important thing, because when we are going for cutting tilapia and pangasius, we need good equipments for cutting and all these things. In India, it is indigenization is very, I think we need to completely depend on importing of these machines and equipments, especially for this kind of activities. And for small scale industry, like also that is also, it's a capital, importing these machineries also is capital intensive. And so in this area, we need Make in India programs, specific engineering, because we need good engineers in this area within the country to develop these kinds of machines within India. Then only the domestic sector also will grow. Completely depending on the importing of these machines and equipments and because importing also, again the spares are also we are dependent for by imports. And we are very convenient for easy processing of shrimps. That is comparatively easy in the other angle. That is why I think the same. The next one is ingredients. This is also we are completely dependent on imports mainly. We are having some units are there in the country also, but we need to source these materials, whether it is a batter or breadcrumbs or marinades or seasonings, whatever it may be. This is also, we are dependent on imports mainly. Even the recent import policy also 3% is duty free we can import. But how far we will be dependent on foreign imports within the country? That is one point we need to address. So adequate quality of the ingredients also is matters. And we need to develop our own ingredients within the country. So there only I will see that even the countries like Vietnam, it is 10% of the, comparing the geographical area of India and Vietnam, Vietnam is only 10%, but Vietnam is almost equipped, or China is also almost equipped in this area. And so we need to, the ingredients and machineries and equipments as important things which we need to develop and handhold. So here we need to have a collaboration in terms of with the IITs or the private engineering groups to develop such kind of machineries and equipments within the country that will support and give confidence to the our industry within India it's also. Because always their spares or technical persons should be available with them. That is a very important factor, I feel that. And this is elevation hygiene. When we are handling the Chapter 16 products, especially, it is, Chapter 16 means it is value-added products, that's why specifically. So these are the important points which is very in hygienic perspective on board handling. So we know that what is the need of improvement on that area. Landing centers, we need to improve our landing centers mainly in perspectives of, we will call it as WIFE. WIFE means water, ice, fuel and electricity. In simple terms, we need to equip our all landing centers, harbors with all these infrastructure facilities that will be helping to improve the our hygienic handling aspect also. Even testing of labs, lab facilities also. There also it is very important to have we are having good labs, but it need to be available along with the when we are doing the value addition, we need to have a very good laboratory facilities in houses itself. That's also, and obviously it is cold chain is an important thing, which is from capture or from the farm to landing centers or landing centers to the processing plant and to the consumer. This cold chain is also, we need to ensure. This is also an important parameter in this area. Obviously, the human factor is skilling. That is an important thing, especially Chapter 16 products. If you are going for even value addition of shrimp itself, by cooked shrimp itself, cooked or breaded, whatever it may be, we need very good standards in meeting in microbiological terms or in contamination also, and regulatory terms also in contamination angle. We need to address all these things. So the capacity building in this area is very important. We need to educate our farmers and processors and all kinds of even fishers. This is also an important area when we are looking into the value addition. So I was pointing out the need of moving forward beyond shrimp. So that is, we need to give adequate space to other species in our processing activities or in farming activities. That will be helping to improve the value addition in the sector. So I will suggest, because comparing to the China and Vietnam and all things, they are successful in processing of tilapia and pangasius. So, and in geographically also, ecologically also, we are comparable with this in all perspectives. So we need, and our people are doing in a small scale, but it need to be increased. The processing and value addition of tilapia and pangasius is very essential, and it is also having a very good domestic market also within the country. So here only I faced all these challenges when we have brought these things into their factory for doing this kind of activities. We are having the issues which I said previously also we were facing. And similarly, I think very recently only India has exported trout to Nepal. It's very recently, last week only it has happened. So India is in cold water fisheries also, it is coming. We need to tap the opportunities of trout also in the coming days. And seaweeds, an important area which is we need to capitalize our activities in seaweeds. Especially we need to increase the production of edible seaweeds in coming days. So that is also an important area. So what I am pointing out is we need to give space for diversification of these species also in our domestic marketing also. If it is domestic marketing is established, surely that will be resulting in export also. We need to play IPL or domestic cricket need to come into the international. So same thing is applicable in my feeling. We need to strengthen our domestic marketing system within the country by giving adequate attention in this area. And when I am seeing this, the next slide is very important. That is only going to come in the next sessions also, waste to wealth. Because in edible meat, portion is coming in, most of the species will be 30 or 35%. Sometime it will be 25%. The remaining is, we will consider as waste, but we cannot consider as waste. The term itself is not correct, because all are very valuable resources in this thing. You can see in the case of pangasius, after taking the fillet, you will get a lot of important items. You can see the next slide. This is also an important thing. Even tilapia and everything, we will get all this, the oil. In the case of pangasius, I will tell you, you can see the importance of the oil which is coming out of the pangasius. This is we have extracted from very recent processing. I have taken from the pangasius which is processed in factory. That picture is that only. So I have seen the lot of oil availability is in the pangasius, and that is also very good. Butter fat, and it is even oil also, butter fat also is very good. Only thing is we need to utilize this opportunities in this thing. And the other aspects also, even after filleting the frames and the pangasius belly and head also is very good for preparation of the various curries and gravies also. It's really very interesting area. At the same time, in the case of tilapia also, you can see the skin. It is highly rich in very rich in collagen. Tilapia skin. It is very quite tasty and also. So that's why even we can make breaded products using this skin itself. We have tried in our institutes, and it is one of the best product I have seen. I have not taken the photo of that one, but it is really good, and it is a highly rich in collagen snack we can develop using the skin of tilapia. Because when I am comparing the skin of other fishes, tilapia skin is very good, quite tasty also. That's why. So these are the opportunities. From the we are feeling that these are wastes, but these are the jewels coming out of the waste. So there we need to a complete utilization of fish only will be helpful to make the project is economically viable, whether it is pangasius or so, because some of our farmers telling, sir, we are not getting the right price because they are selling as such. So if you are utilizing the entire all parts of the fish only, this we will be competitive in international markets along with our competing countries. So that is very important. Otherwise, we will always say that our farmers will be in loss, and we need to strengthen the domestic market also in this area. I want to say another important point in strategic framework for quality parity and trade resilience. We are, in our country, we will have export inspections in perspective of European Union, USFDA, Japanese inspections, all agencies, our Russian people are coming for inspecting our units. But the other side, the Indian authorities are not able to go and inspect the foreign facilities. So we need to have a reciprocal inspection mechanism visiting the foreign facilities also, and that will be helping to trade balance and resilience, because we need to know what is happening in our authorities also will come to know what is happening in their facilities. Especially we can learn from the Europeans and American and units or in Japanese units, because this kinds of the reciprocal inspections and mandatory origin aspects also, how it is coming and all these things. We will come to know what is happening in the other side also. That's also an important area. So government seriously need to look into this aspect to, and need to be, even if some countries are importing into India also, a reciprocal approval also is required when the fish is imported into the country. This will be helping to know that we can be equally competitive in trade. So that will be very helpful. in the other aspects. And importantly, strategically, incentives are very important for export promotion on all angles. I think from the government of India is giving incentives. I remember long back itself in the name of DEPB, VKGUI, duty drawback, and so many other things we are giving. And even the latest PLI schemes and all these things are export incentives. But we are mainly focusing the export incentives in shrimp, but it is not taking. But we need to strengthen the export incentives for these kind of fishes. Specifically, that will be helping to upgrade the domestic marketing and export marketing also. So targeted some incentives or subsidized programs will be helpful for developing the domestic sector for these fish species especially, including seaweeds also is very attractive. So even I will say in the other side, if you are giving the incentives to shrimps, I think already we are having anti-dumping cases, I think 2004 onwards. After that, we are having countervailing duties. And still now the recent addition is US additional duties in the other aspects. So if you are giving incentives for the Chapter 3 products, it will not help our processors in coming days to stabilize. So we need a diversification of incentives, especially for the other fishes for processing and exporting and strengthening the domestic market. That's another point in this area. And for that, what we require in the country, we are having export processing facilities, which I said it is mainly focused in shrimp processing. We need processing, fish processing units. That is only, I just want to say, mini fish processing units and mobile vending units is an important thing. So we need at least a 5-ton capacity of processing plants, which is need to be assisted by government or agencies or adequate. That financial schemes for such kind of things also is an important. So this is a small processing plant which can help our societies or cooperative societies or self-help groups to process, especially the fishes like tilapia and pangasius or trout, which is coming in this one. So this will help to improve the domestic scenario in the country. So this will only 20 people, we required only a very limited area. So suppose this 5-ton processing capacity require only 5 cents land area and another 5 cents is required for so total 10 cents is sufficient to have a small processing units of 5-ton processing facility per day and having a 50-ton processing storage premises, having a 2-ton freezing capacity is sufficient. So this kind of small processing unit is very much essential, which will be having the facility for mincing operation and at the same some cutting fishes also. So saw cutting equipments and other kind of facilities need to support it in this mini fish processing unit. Why I'm saying we are always centric to the processing of shrimp processing. We need to change our strategy into the processing of the bony fishes, bony fishes. That is important. That's why the technical difference is invertebrate processing and vertebrate processing. So there we need strategical this one. Same way, whatever it is processed in this company, we need to have. So this is a small version of a vehicle of Tata I have just taken. This is for mobile vending of this. Whatever we are produced, it need to be mobile vended in different places, including frozen things, which in India, frozen marketing is not happening. So we need to propagate and there is a feeling that frozen fish is something is not good, something our wrong notion is there, something we need to correct that also by propagating this kind of mini processing units and mini vending units. This is a small unit in a small mobile vending unit need to be, this is also need to be assisted by the such kind of schemes in coming days or in such kind of establishments. This is some of the slides which I just taken from which my institute is currently very recently done some exercises in value addition and everything, just for your information. So even we have done in seaweed, because very recently only Government of India has declared so many fisheries clusters in the country. That's a very important initiative by Government of India very recently. So in that aspect, we have, I think Lakshadweep has declared as a cluster of seaweed. So we have brought seaweeds from the Lakshadweep and tried, because after all farming the seaweeds, we need to utilize it also, and how to make products out of that. That's an important challenge in the country. So definitely seaweeds we can use agar-agar or carrageenan or alginic acids or such kind of production. That is a usual application. How we can use this kind of things in other kinds of food applications. So this is a small experiment. We have made some products out of that, like seaweed using sorbet, like ice cream product, something like that, and ketchup or jams, seaweed kheer using, and such as crackers and all these things. We have developed something like that. But this is need to be standardized. The seaweed product marketing also is an important thing. We need to have standards also in this area. These are also coming challenges in this area in coming days. But this is a very important area in coming days, and it is as per the Niti Aayog plan also, seaweed is one of the priority of the country, and we need to work it on that. So these are some of the products. My time is also, this is some of the products, photos which we have developed, and will not take much time. And this is some of the tilapia products which we have done, tilapia curry, fillets, and other kinds of things. This is some of slides which tilapia's percentage of processing and everything. I think it is not much I have already told about. Still, some of the, this is the mince of tilapia. It's an important thing which you can make using for many things. Usually in surimi industry, we are using for some nemtirus and threadfin bream, or in lizard fish, we are taking the minced meat. Similarly, we can make minced meat using tilapia also. It's an important thing. We have made using tilapia mince. We can make mince also we supply through our retail outlets, and fish momo like products, nugget like products, and cutlet also we have made using tilapia. So tilapia is a very interesting fish to do some innovative products also, and we need to utilize this fish in an effective way. And even tilapia is just cleaned, eviscerated and gutted, deskinned or fillet. That's also an important thing. So then I have already told about pancreas also. These are some of the things. Now pancreas for me, it is only viscera is only waste. That is also, I will not say it's a waste. We can convert into silage. That is also. So 100% utilization of pancreas is also possible. So the total utilization of the fish is the important message from this one. And we have tried to incorporate in the millets, because in 2023 was International Year of Millet. We tried to do fish with millets. So in that angle, we have developed some cutlets using millet and fish, and even wafers also developed, and rolls. These are some of the products, and even cookies. Even when it is to fish with cookies and everything. But something so this is why I just said these are the areas of intervention which we need to think of in value addition in coming days. That's all I want to say. And once again, I am thanks to MPEDA and for inviting me to speak on at this occasion. And thank you once again to all of you. Thank you once again.